Oh, that's no good. I just did that. Oh God. Oh no, not at 100%.
What's that? CPU? System CPU 100%?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad.
Why is it at 100%? It's... Why? It's not seeming to be dropping anything. It might be because we have the USB video.
What do you mean? What'd you use before?
That would have. I mean, last week we used. I don't know. Is anybody? Nobody's on yet to tell us. Oh, there are 9 people on. Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Guys, okay, so we're just in the kind of pre-phase here, figuring this out. But if you guys can tell us whether there's audio and video problems, or can you hear us properly, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Guess we in order to remove this thing here from her.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Did I just press something?
There you go.
There we go.
All right. There we go. All right. Still figuring out our setup out here, but you guys should be able to hear us pretty clearly. Get Nate in the shot over here.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Guys, welcome. Audio video is way out of sync. Is it really?
Yeah, we're working on that, guys.
All right.
Audio,
well,
video not in sync.
let me try.
Stay
something
tuned.
else.
We will get there.
Let me try something else.
No worries, guys. We'll get this sorted.
We're gonna get this sorted for a little while. Hang out. Audio out of sync. Okay, hang on. FaceTime. We're a couple minutes early, so hang out. This is a good time to ask your questions, though.
Yeah, if you want to drop any questions in there, we'll make sure that's happening. We're just doing a little pre-show hangout before we go ahead and get started, which will be right around noon. So in about 5 minutes or 12 p.m. our time. All right, got it done at 99.
I can't see that anywhere. I want to delete that shot. Okay, so now... Nope, but
Hey, what's up, Garland? How you doing?
Hey, Garland's on there.
Daz, Lewis. Yeah, guys, we're just hanging out. We got about 5 minutes before we officially start. We're just getting on a little early to get things set up, get you guys a chance to get all situated, etc.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. All right. That's us right now. Hang on.
Tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny.
Just get it up to 100%.
It's okay for us over in London, UK. Awesome. What's up, Daniel?
I think it's our camera that's killing us.
Ooh, we got a nice little blue thing. Look how small we are.
Okay, here we go. All right, that works for now, and now I got to change all this stuff over. FaceTime. Okay.
Are we using the computer camera instead?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, this will be getting better, I swear. Sometimes you got to go back a step or two before it improves.
Yeah, totally.
We'll get there. What up, homies? How you doing, James? James, you were like the total star. It's in sync on the small video feed. Yeah, we're changing over our little webcams because we had one webcam that was making our computer
uber slow. That's what's making us. Let's see. HD webcam.
Ooh, Jan asked a question. I jumped on when I saw foam rollers. You had me at foam roller.
Oh, we have so many foam rollers sitting here.
Oh my God.
You're going to get a full rundown.
You're going to get a full rundown. And yes, you should be using those guys even if you don't have a particular injury. A lot of times you have a particular injury. It's not to say it's too late, but you're already behind. You're already in debt.
All right, guys. Bear with us for a second here.
This is awesome.
You can see what our interface looks like. Man, why did they make this so complicated? That's the whole window. I don't want the whole window.
Let's see here. Sanjay says I get lateral knee pain after 10 miles. We'll talk about that. Dustin says, interested to hear about the minimalist shoes. My buddy preaches about his support behind Hoka 1-1. I hear you there. We'll give you our take on those things 100%.
Live dashboard. There we go.
No problem, guys. Let's see here. What's up, Pam? Glad it sounds fine to you, Lee. Oh, you're in sync now with sound and picture.
Good.
Hello.
See, I fixed it. That's good. That's why we're on here early.
There you go.
Well, at least we figured out what the problem was. Yeah.
The camera was too much.
Too much camera.
Too much camera.
Man, I got to do all this stuff over again. This is...
Now we got to do all these little things here. But we'll get there, guys. Don't worry. Right now, it's just going to be, you know, some funky stuff on the screen. I love this. This is so great. We're getting it going.
And then there's us.
Let's do a giveaway today. I'm sure, Garland, you want to do another giveaway.
Why did he win last time?
I don't know, but I feel like he was up there. I'm now officially with you guys for the virtual race.
Oh, yay!
Very interested to hear what you have to say about minimalist shoes. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about...
Oh, wait. Don't ruin it.
No, okay. I can't ruin it. We'll leave those here. Craig's got his...
I got a whole stack of things here.
He's got his
and guys, I have a surprise today that even Nate doesn't know about. So,
yeah,
there we go.
Surprises. I've been filming all morning with a lot of tourists. Do you remember when we were at the Palace of Fine Arts?
Oh, really?
Do you?
Yeah. Was that what it was like?
Oh, it was great.
Man.
You know, guys, you film out in public and you expect everyone to be on your schedule and not be loud, go near you, and go in your shot, and all these things. Why can't you do that?
I think we're ready. It's 12 o'clock. Look at that. Just on time.
Dude, you crushed it.
All right. I only started half an hour ago. Whatever.
Hey, you know what? I'm pretty impressed. I came in at 11:28 and everything was already set up for the live show.
I'm always whining and complaining before this because he's always filming on Thursday, and I have to get all this stuff ready, put my face on. All right. Well, I told Aaron, his wife, to chime in as well because we got some surprises today.
Surprises?
I'm excited.
This is like real surprise.
Yeah,
I'm kind of ready for this.
Okay, so first of all, some people are here for the foam rollers. We have all kinds of foam rollers. We probably have 12 different foam rollers, and we're gonna do a foam roller review.
This is my favorite foam roller right here.
That's right. There's one too. We're gonna do a foam roller review. So because of that, I'm reading the picture here. You can scoot in a little bit. We have been soliciting foam rollers from all kinds of places. And people have been bringing it. Oh, let's go to the main shot here. Hold on.
I don't know if anyone has ever really said solicit and foam roll in the same sentence before.
Yeah, we've been soliciting foam rollers. Yeah, zoom move that up just a tad.
Dude, it's episode 9.
It is episode 9.
That's crazy.
Okay, so guys,
now you can see us.
Foam rollers. What else is on the agenda? Let me see if I can get our
minimalist shoes and much, much more.
Yeah, let me just get this here so we can see what you guys are doing. Okay, you
I'm looking at the chat over here.
Okay,
I'll actually put this right in front so I can see
here,
this on the
I can
side.
pop up the YouTube chat. Why don't you look at your Facebook chat on that?
Yeah,
one?
I'll look at the chat there too. Because guys, we are talking to you on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. My wife says I'm not good at multitasking. I'm gonna prove her wrong.
I'll show you.
I'll show you, wife.
Okay, so first of all, we won't talk about the Summer 5K right now. Let's dig right into it, since I always want people to like kind of come at us with their questions, and glad that you guys are on. We got in a little bit early today. I hope that was okay, because we wanted time for you guys to kind of jump in here and start asking your questions. So kind of a new thing. We're always figuring things out as we go. First of all, let's talk about foam rollers. Right, so we got a new stack of foam rollers in the mail. This is from Trigger Point. I love that. Twice as firm for intense relief.
Intense relief.
I actually have not tried this yet. It just came in. It is super firm. Let's show you what
let's
we're
compare this
at.
to the traditional orange one.
Okay. Let's here. I'm just gonna give you all the foam rollers.
He's gonna give them all. I think I was supposed to go get those, but I didn't do a good job of that.
There we go.
There we go. Oh yeah, we got. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
This one.
Let's see how many foam rollers I can hold in one hand. There we go.
We got this one.
Yeah, we got Jill Miller stuff. We got Kelly Starrett's Mobility Watch stuff. How many more toys
we got
can I handle? Oh, yeah, there we go. Like this.
Oh, I got more.
You got more. All right, here, we'll just throw this around.
Hold on, we're not done yet.
I should learn how to juggle. I'm not very good at that. But you can see of all these toys. Oh yeah, we've got like a wooden one. This is not a very big apartment, folks, and we have all this stuff in right here. And we actually use a lot of these toys.
Do you have a lacrosse ball yet?
I think I have a lacrosse ball in my left hand.
Okay. You haven't had a show yet? Okay, that's good. All right. So those are the foam rollers.
I can't type or respond to anything right now, but I'll just,
Nate will look at them right there, and I will describe them as we go.
This is why I strength train, so I can just carry all
the foam rollers. We got a bunch of people. Okay, so first of all, let's start with this one. This is the one on your pinky here. This is Jill Miller's. This is yoga tune-up balls. They're actually two different sizes. This is a large size. I like these. They're pretty light, you know. I'm not going to do a full review here because we are going to do a full review on our channel, but this is kind of like some of the options you have. These are not nearly as popular. You have to kind of search online to find these, but we'll put a link in the show notes later.
But Jill Miller's stuff and the yoga tune-up is really, really good.
Yeah. Good for traveling.
She puts a lot of focus into like the grip of the ball, so it kind of pulls in your skin a little bit in a nice way, and it's softer, especially around your spine. So it's really, really good for that.
All right, what should we get next? The lacrosse ball.
The original.
We don't have, no, hold on. We gotta
get our orange one. Yeah, we got to get our lacrosse ball. You know, the lacrosse ball is one of those toys that, in all honesty, it splits the crowd a little bit. There are certain people who are, you know, they have access to all the tools and they're pretty in-depth body workers, and they say, you know what, sometimes the lacrosse ball is a little bit too harsh. And in certain respects, you're right. But the benefit about the lacrosse ball...
Oh, where's the MB5s?
Is that it is so...
Oh, we were missing some.
Are we missing something?
Oh,
dear, here we go. The great thing about the lacrosse ball, guys, is that it's everywhere, and it really does a good job.
Here we go.
So,
there.
Yeah, alright, well, okay. So this is how... Is this the surprise, Craig? We're just
no, this is not the surprise. This is the work. You have to work for the surprise. Okay, we got yoga tune-up balls. We have the special patented... Run Experience lacrosse ball. We will have these at the SF Marathon Expo, and we'll be handing out to you guys who have them show up. Next week,
Friday.
Jeez, okay. All right, there's that. We just got sent these by Trigger Point. Pretty cool.
Arsenal.
We get the whole arsenal from Trigger Point,
and each color is a different thickness,
different
density of foam.
Density of foam. So it's supposed to, because you roll on it, it's supposed to, you know. I haven't really used it that much. We just got these in the mail, so we'll go through a review. But just these are really nice and light. That's what I like about them. And this size is so rare to get.
Yep.
Right? Like the only thing that's really this size is our old friend the Supernova mobility wad. This is the old one, so it's really heavy. So this is kind of out of vogue for me. But I like the MB5. The new Supernova is also pretty good.
2017.
Yeah.
Too heavy.
Yeah, too heavy. Well, I used to travel with them. So, all right, that's that. This is also from Mobility Wad. This is intense and not that cheap. It's called the Battlestar. It's got basically these are rollerblading wheels on a little axis, and you put that on here. This is great for getting
Mobility Wad bought a rollerblading company.
Yeah,
and they had all these wheels, and they're like, "What do we do with them?"
It's called the Battlestar. You know, do you have to have this? Absolutely not. I do like this when I'm getting into my lower calves, but honestly, a lot of these tools do very similar jobs.
They have different thickness versions of this.
Yeah.
And what I like about this is that this stays in one place, whereas with the foam roller, especially if you're trying to do your whole quad, like your body and the rollers moving around. But this is kind of cool.
Not everything does the same thing. So this and this are not going to address the same issues, right? This is better for like large muscles quads. This is good for your lower legs, just about anything. Oh, and then you can swap this out.
Oh, Hold on. There we go.
Oh, he's dropping them.
I'm dropping things.
You can swap this out for the big one, again, at an extra cost. It's really heavy, so this is going to stay in your house.
So this would be greater for like your quads, whereas the other one was more for your calves.
It's pretty intense. This is not, rollerblade wheels are not very forgiving. So there's that.
What do you want to do?
With all these tools, I should be completely mashed out, but I still
rumble
need
roller.
mashing. This is the rumble roller.
Rumble in the jungle.
If you I know that a friend of mine really likes this for their back because it digs in. But I have never been a super user of the rumble roller.
Yeah,
but
I haven't used it much either.
In and out.
I have my toys.
Okay, this is a good one.
Oh yeah, this is
you can't get this one just anywhere. I brought this back and brought one back for Nate.
Yeah,
from my trip to India earlier this year. And it's not a foam roller, it's all wood, but it's more of like an acupressure thing. And I don't know a lot about acupressure. I have a friend who's an acupuncturist, but I will say that you roll this on your feet, and there's something about it that you feel it through your whole body. It's kind of crazy. And through traditional Chinese medicine, it's supposed to hit the pressure points in your feet.
Yeah.
This might be, definitely in the top 5, probably the top 3.
It's one of my favorite things. When I am actually riding over here, I am usually standing, and I'm rolling my feet out with that, and it's kind of awesome.
That's why I had to get it from under our desk over here. All right, then we have, and this is an example of a modern version of that, although it's not at all the same thing. This is from Trigger Point. This is for your feet. These are kind of like softer little... They're not wood, obviously. They're very soft, and it's not the same thing at all as the wooden one. But it's meant to dig into your feet, and I found myself, in the small amount of time I've had with this, I start to dig into it using these wheels that are hard plastic. These are not rollerblade wheels.
No,
these are plastic. Yeah, so it's a little different.
They tried to buy the rollerblade company, but they got beat out.
All right. This... is also from Mobility Wad. This is. Yeah, this is a kind of like this. It's kind of like a together version of the Yoga Tuna ball. It's smaller. You can use it on your lower back. It's kind of like if you take 2 lacrosse balls and you tie them together with like athletic tape. That's where this came from.
Yeah, and the main purpose of purpose of putting the 2 lacrosse balls together was to go along the whole, articulation of your spine, basically from your neck all the way down to your low back, and you had a little space where your vertebrae are.
All right, and these are I consider to be where you start.
Yeah, I'd say these are like the heavy lifters. You can do most everything with these rollers. You remember like the old school rollers that were like super long, and it's like most of the time like you never need a foam roller that long. Yeah. So these short ones,
they also mush a lot because it's foam all the way through. These are like a hard plastic inside. So yeah. Anyhow, this is way more intense because of you can't, obviously you guys can't see this, but this, if you can see, is squishy. This I can't even begin to squish that. So
your thumb's clearly not strong enough.
Yeah.
This does not have the warning of intense relief.
Intense relief. I was gonna pull this off, but I love it so much I gotta keep it on until it falls off.
I know, right? This does not
twice
have
as firm for intense relief. It's more like
twice as
intense
firm.
pain.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
then finally,
so
hold
guys,
on.
look on our. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is this one?
I don't know what this is.
Okay, so this. What company is
I feel like this is a weapon
Rumble Roll. Oh, this is Rumble Roller as well, which is the same company
that does this.
that does this. They like knobby stuff over there. They're into pain. What I love about this one, it comes with this hook. It also comes with a stand, so you can take this little ball off and you can put it on a stand and then really get into it. If you want really intense into one spot, which sometimes you want, that's that. But what I like about this, I bought this hook. I didn't
Daniel says he likes the Rumble Roller.
And you can basically put some pressure in there, and there is nothing else that you can do as a one-man mashing team that gives you this type of... I mean, if you have your upper back or lower back...
We need a little massage train or something.
It is awesome. So, I don't use the Rumble Roller all that much, but this, if I ever want to dig into my lower back, is so awesome. All right. Guys,
that was the tour.
So the point of that was just to open up questions if you have questions around foam rolling. But we are going to have a full review, in which case, in coming up, I haven't taped it yet, and we're taking all these things and a couple more that haven't gotten here yet, and then going to go through a review of like what we like for both, and then look at the price points and so on and so forth. You definitely don't need all even close to how many that we have here. It's just because this is what we do. Yeah. We didn't forget the little guy.
The little guy. Yeah. I would say, there's like, if we were to liken this to cooking, and you're brand new to cooking, what were the 2 or 3 basic instruments we start with?
Yeah,
maybe it's
pot
like
and a pan. And
exactly, a pot, a pan, and maybe a spatula or a wooden spoon. And that's like the basic foam roller stuff we'll get into. But then we'll get to the stuff that's more on the fringe. But if you really like to sous vide, for example, or smoke barbecue... in my example, then we'll get to more the specialty toys.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Because, well, let's take some questions first. I don't want to give away all of my crazy kitchen stuff, but let's take some questions. We got lots of people in here. All right, so, oh man.
Tons of stuff.
Ed Wickman's here, back again. Thank you, Ed. Always love to see you guys. Garland, back. We love seeing some of your same names in here. Let's see. Jumped in my stuff. Foam rollers. Okay. Jessica from Texas. What's up? Let's do a giveaway. Okay.
Yeah, Daniel, right. Edward says, saw a YouTube video with Nate from back in 2014, filmed at Princeton with a cross-training crowd. Happy to hear you give props to Danny Dreyer and Chi Running.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was, I can't believe that was 3 years ago.
Do I still have my Chi Running book?
That's so crazy. I learned, actually, when I was, in college, I was running I was training for an ultra because I signed up for it by mistake, and running was going okay. But I was in a bookstore, because this is back when you went to bookstores and you didn't just download things. And all of a sudden, I was the running section, and there was this book called Chi Running, which was like how to run, and I just bought it and read it and started doing this stuff. So, all props to those guys.
I can't say I'm a Chi runner necessarily. I read through the book. I think there's some good points there.
Yeah.
And he actually learned a lot of his stuff from the Pose guys, right?
He did.
And then, none of us come up with all of these things by ourselves, just so you know. Our job here is to kind of look at stuff like foam rollers, Chi Running, and okay, well, what actually works? We have thousands of athletes that we work with, so what is actually working and what's not, and hopefully give you guys some good advice that way. I have a solid foam roll. What should I get next? Okay, so if you're saying you have a solid a foam thing, honestly, this is definitely an upgrade from the foam roll. I would go with the orange one initially if you want.
Yeah.
You don't really need 2, but if you are really intense, you can get the black one.
Yeah.
But this is the failsafe. And then I would say if you're going to get one other thing,
if it was my vote, and I'm sure Craig will chime in with something different. Yes, exactly. It would be some sort of ball. It could be our lacrosse ball. We're a little partial to that. And it's a great way to, it's a sharper, more precise instrument. I can get into places that a bigger, blunter object can't. So it's so great for your feet and for other areas for sure.
Yeah. I would pick a round object and a rolling object, basically.
Yeah.
2 lacrosse balls, super cheap for $5. You can tie them together. That way you can get your lower back. All these tools, they're tools, and what matters, honestly, more than anything, just use them. Honestly, show them your what's your foam roller? Show them your your water bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Nate uses a water bottle.
I use a water bottle. A lot of times, if you've seen some of our YouTube videos and I have my coffee cup, I will just foam roll with this because, hey, you know, why not?
Yeah. Ivy, running habit helps with depression better than medication. Running helps for elevating your mood no matter where you are in your life. You know, if I have down periods, as often happens, I definitely feel running is a reset and that it is a place that I always return to because it, you know, no matter what happens, I get up in the morning, I go running, and it kind of resets me. So I totally agree, Ivy. All right. So you have another question because I have a section number 2.
Yeah, I'm just going off a few more comments from earlier. Daniel says, you're the official record holder of so many foam rollers. Maybe I am. I mean, who knows? Like, why would anyone hold so many? Christopher says, gotta thank you guys. Your videos made me get a lot faster and motivated. Started running for real 2 months ago, and last week I managed to run 17K.
Cool.
That's not bad, right? That's like 10 miles. He says, I'm training for a half marathon and didn't think I'd be able to make it. Big thanks for all your work. Love from Sweden. Well, Christopher, if you're following our videos, that's awesome. What you should really be doing is getting on our training club, and that way we could actually give you your half marathon program and integrate all those videos that you love.
Yeah, so Will, you want to talk about the training club first? First, let's talk about the 5K race because we launched it initially to our internal group last week. And this week we started sending out emails to you guys. So if you're on our email list, you probably got an email about it. We're really excited. Why don't you grab one of our medals?
Oh, yeah.
This
is cool.
So, guys, this is one of the bigger initiatives that we've been working on all year. I will have the... I've not run my 5K yet, but I tell you what, I've worn this a number of times. So this is our medal. You get a finisher's medal. You get a race bib. You get a little mini poster. The mini posters are arriving. All 4,000 of them at my house, hopefully tomorrow. And the cool thing about this, you want to demo the...
Yeah. There we go.
He just wants to sing. The cool thing about this is that it is, you know, it's a MacGyver medal. And that you really can watch this.
Take this off.
Like the demo.
Then
you take this off, and it is a magnet on the back.
Boom.
Oops, magnet on the back. And then
a little bottle opener.
You can just use it as a medal and put it on your medal rack too. Easy. But it's a bottle opener. I like the heft of it. We're really happy with how these came out. You get one of these when you sign up for the 5K. Obviously, we're going to ship it to you right before the race. And with that, we're going to be raising money for charity because we're going to give you an app to track your run. And then there's a corporate sponsor we're still working with. He's going to donate money per mile that you run, so you get to do something good. And then what else you get? You get a mini poster, and the most important part is that this is not just a virtual race in that we ship you a medal and run with you. We are hoping to train with you. That's the whole point. So we're giving you this goal. We're setting it out. I have my friends, my family are all participating in this, and we're going to ship you out your race packet. But the main thing is between now and August 19th and 20th, it's over 2 days, you can run the 5K by yourself, with friends, as part of a local race, whatever you want to do. But the main thing is that we want you to try out our training program to train for it, and we're giving you free access. So the training club, which is normally $29.99 a month, has all kinds of programs. It's a beginner running program, the 30-day challenge, the half marathon program. But we recommend
that you sign up for the 30-day challenge.
There you go. He's like, what are you going with this?
You put me on the spot.
Yeah.
We think that between now and then, especially if you're new to us, that would be such a great way to start training. And you would really, really love that. You know, I counted up all our programs the other day.
Yep.
We have 13 different programs in the training club. And the reason why I bring up these 13 is because we know you'll start with the 30-day challenge or beginning running program, but you'll want to keep going.
Totally.
You'll be hooked.
And
we got those programs for you.
Yeah, so all those programs are in it. We have nutrition programs. So just to finish this out, in the show notes is a link to the virtual 5K. Click on it. Join us. We'll send you a race packet. We're going to be running. We're going to do some live shows about the virtual 5K and training for it and stuff. We'd love for you to join us. It's one of our bigger initiatives this year, and we're super excited about it. So do that. Now, part of the training club is a nutrition challenge.
Ooh. Even Mark just says, hey, for anyone new, the programs are great. Good places to start with training. Tons of videos and advice. Mark, you're the man.
Cool.
Thank you.
And Mark, do you know that you can also get it on your phone?
So we actually
have
have
a mobile
app.
And when you go in here, there's a place to put in your login credentials when you're part of the training club, and you can get all the training right on your phone, all the videos. People sometimes wonder what does it actually look like? How am I going to do that? Hold on.
Do you want to show them the community side?
Yeah, hold on.
Well, we'll look at that as we go, just to give you guys a little sneak peek of what this thing actually looks like as we go through.
I gotta log in.
So,
why don't you talk about the healthy habits? That's what I want to talk about. The other part of the training club is our nutrition programs.
Yeah. Now, of some of those 13 programs, we actually have a nutrition wing that is being very ably led by Elizabeth Inpine, our resident nutritionist. And right now, she's in week 4.
Yep.
With our thing, and we have about 250 people, 270 people officially in that challenge, which is really, really cool. And as opposed to...
this is part of the training club.
It's all
you can't buy it
included in the
separately.
training club. You can't buy it separately. And the idea is that, with the group, you are going to get, nutrition workouts, if you will, or tasks every day that are supposed to be very achievable early on, kind of like your early workouts when you're a new runner. But then through the days and through the weeks, they progress. And as you get stronger in this respect, you're going to be able to adapt to it and move as you go. Go into the Healthy Habits tab.
Yeah, so this is week 3. And we just taught, our nutrition are a lot about developing habits. It's not necessarily just a diet. You can treat it like it is a diet for that month, but the real thing we want you to do, and the real thing Elizabeth is always a proponent of, is creating habits that you continue. So just another part of it, I wanted to show you this picture. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, unless you have something to say about this?
I have something quickly to say. Yeah. One of the details that I love with Elizabeth is she gives you these themed tasks to do for the day, and it really makes you think about just how you eat. And one of her signature ones is Meatless Mondays.
Nice.
And the idea is to try to go without any type of animal protein for meat. And we're not diving into the raging
ethics
debates
and morals
and the
theories
ethics and morals of
just
this.
Something to try on your diet.
Yeah, it's something to try in your diet and to notice how you eat and notice that maybe there are other ways to do it. And if the whole day is too hard, you could do it for one meal and see how you do. But just building those habits in with our athletes and everything else, and that's all what the Healthy Habits is all
about. Do you see what Kim just said? Running my first 5K on Saturday, 3 months ago, I couldn't even run for 1 minute. Kim, are you in our training club, or are you just been following our videos? Either way, if you're running your first one on Saturday, definitely sign up for the 5K thing and send me an email, or send Nate an email. Send Nate an email. Nate at therunexperience.com, and we will, usually getting one of the pop sockets is $12 because they cost us. But Kim, that is so great for you to tell us. We love that.
Seriously, so amazing.
Send us an email. If you sign up for the 5K, send us an email and we'll give you one of those pop sockets for free. Kim, it's awesome. Seriously,
totally.
That is
so cool.
Awesome. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys was that...
Moving on.
I was just looking at my kitchen cabinet. Yeah. And I posted this in our Facebook group. This is literally from yesterday.
It's a lot of mason jars.
And it's a lot of mason. I'm in this new thing of putting everything in jars. And I got this cool new little screw.
California hipster chic.
Yep, hipster chic. And I realized how much over the last couple of nutrition challenges my kind of cabinet has changed. You can see that middle shelf is a lot of like things that I put in my smoothie. Chia seeds, maca powder.
Do you use the Octane?
I got
brain Octane?
I got some for free, honestly. I'm just using it.
Did you take some this morning?
That's why I'm wired right now.
Yeah.
I got some for free. They sent it, so I use it. I can't tell if it works or not, but why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Anyhow, sardines we talked about last week. Just some of the stuff I have in my cabinet, and I just thought I'd share that, the good thing about this is, the nutrition stuff and the stuff I love that Elizabeth is doing with us is that it's about developing habits. So this is now how my cabinet looks, and it'll continue to look that way.
Collagen hydrosate.
Yeah, that's supposed to be good for your joints. And so you just take a little bit, dump it into your smoothie.
Athletic greens.
We gotta
unpack this for a second.
Are we gonna get into it? I was hoping to flip through this and then
Wild Planet sardines. We did eat some sardines the other day. There's 2 weeks ago.
Sardines,
I'm still recovering.
And the canned salmon it's crazy, but I don't know why people don't. canned salmon. That little thing at the bottom there is $4, and it's 16 ounces of. Is it 16? 14 and a half ounces of wild caught Alaskan salmon. You really should include canned wild salmon into your diet because it's healthy for you. It tastes great. I put it with I make a little like kind of tuna salad.
You know what I thought when I first woke up this morning? I don't have enough wild canned salmon in my life.
That's true.
I'm so glad that this came in.
We're gonna move on because Nate's just gonna make fun of me and my weird habits. We'll go back to our virtual 5K. Okay, so that's a virtual 5K. The virtual 5K gives you access to the training club, which is here. Training club gives you access to...
Of which Kim, who just went from 1 minute to running way beyond her, she said she just joined the training club last week.
Awesome. So good. So the training club, these are all the programs in the training club, and part of it is nutrition, part of it, You guys get the point. I think you should sign up. The 5K is a great way to do it because we send you a bunch of stuff, and you get a good goal. All right. On to the next thing. I want to do. Should we do minimal? Okay, guys. Should we do the shoes or should we do the Nate surprise? What time is it? It's about halfway through. I want to do the Nate surprise. So, what was the thing that you mentioned before? I hope your wife is watching here. So I asked her to watch.
Multitasking functioning.
I have a little prize for you.
What?
A little present.
No way.
Yeah. So guys, a few weeks ago, a month ago. Nate and his wife were kind enough to throw me a birthday party at their house. And I just realized that the birthday party was just one of many things that you guys have done. I really appreciate you.
Dude.
So I wanted to do something, and...
this is a real surprise. I don't even know what this is. This is so cool.
Knock it out.
What?
Yeah, dude.
The secret of sous vide?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is opening up a whole new world.
Pull that sucker out. So Nate is an absolute grill master. He conquered our...
What?
Our,
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Look at this. Precision cooker.
So,
this is amazing.
For you guys who don't know what this is a sous vide, which is a immersion circulator, which here, you can open it. I have mine right here to demonstrate.
Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. Guys, I'm so excited about this. We're going to do a sous vide challenge in the future.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
So, this is what you do. Basically, this is the device. This is mine. Nate has a new one right there. You put it in a pot or whatever you want to. It just clips on the side. And then you pour water in there. And this thing, the only function that it has is it circulates the water. So there's a little fan that pushes the water around. And then
it maintains a certain temperature.
Maintains a very specific temperature. So when you have something like, say, fish or meat or yogurt, I cook yogurt in there, and the whole purpose is to keep the food at a very specific temperature. So for your meat, if you want it to be medium rare, you can seal the meat in a plastic bag or vacuum sealed bag. You just suck out the air in a Ziploc bag. Is what I do.
This is so cool.
You drop it in there, and you can cook perfect steak, perfect fish. And
it like traps in all the moisture, and if you have a little marinade, it keeps that all in there.
Totally. And you can sear it on the grill afterwards.
Totally, and that's like the totally pro move is that you like cook it, sous vide, and it, dude, amazing.
For sure,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, it's a gift.
Cooker.
It's the gift that gives back because he brings a lot of his leftovers over here. So.
It is true. We're gonna get there.
Cool, man. I am honestly looking forward to seeing you guys.
Nate surprise.
Do.
I'm excited for the Nate surprise segment next week.
Yeah, dude.
What are you gonna give me after that? Aaron says, Craig, will you throw your yogurt recipe in that too?
Yeah,
that's right.
Totally. I'll put the yogurt recipe in there.
Daniel says, go for Nate surprise. Dustin thought shoes. I was going to say shoes too, Dustin, but I was surprised.
All right, on to the shoe segment. Guys, we are, as always, we're always taking your questions. Throw your questions down, and we'll answer them. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to get there.
Okay, so these are the two shoes that this is
recently
what has been sent to me, so this is what I'm wearing when I run. They're both zero drop.
Are they really?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if the Hokas are zero drop.
They
might be a few, I feel like this is a few millimeters.
I was almost positive those were...
No way.
No?
This is a little lower.
Not zero drop, I was wrong.
But very low drop, not a traditional high one.
This is zero drop, and I have to say, I've gone through the phases of minimal shoes where I was ecstatic about it. I was actually I believe I was the first person to purchase... Oh, where are my Vibram 5 fingers? Hang on.
Go get those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Craig has run in a lot of these different shoes, and when the Minimalist shoes first came out, this is a lot what they looked like. Something with very little tread. Really, it's just a coating of rubber underneath your foot. This is like thinner than a flip-flop, really.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, so these suckers, you probably recognize them, and if you live in California, you've made fun of people who wear them. And these were originally shoes meant for sailing. And they had a little, this is not the original version. I had the original version. I was the first person on the West Coast to actually order these from their store in New York. And I remember talking to the rep, and she's like, "Yeah, people are trying to use them for running."
We got a little request to expand the video, especially because we're looking at the shoes, and I think they have a hard time seeing it.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good call, Daniel. We'll get the video. Yeah, there we go. We'll get the video adjusted so you guys can see.
All right. Okay.
There we go. So now you can see a little bit better.
So yeah, these are the two shoes I've been wearing. Right. Very different. Haven't put in a ton of mileage into these yet because they just came in this week. This is what I would compare this to. I wore these, and I was super excited about minimal shoes when these came out, just because I liked the idea. I started running actually barefoot for a while. Never a lot of mileage. It was always just a part of my training. I like the idea of running barefoot. I like the idea. I love these for not trails, for hiking. I always hike in these if I could. I hiked the entire Machu Picchu 5-day trek over all types of terrain, up mountains, in not these but a version of these.
Yeah, and I think hiking you can kind of, that's a great introduction. Yep. You can get away with that a little bit more. Amanero says, I have the Merrell Vapor gloves. Tried to start running in them, but my Achilles and calves were nowhere near strong enough. Hoping to get stronger with the 30-day challenge. So I'd like to see if I can do it afterwards.
Let me speak to that, because the 30-day challenge, while it will make you stronger, it will not all of a sudden propel you into being able to use these. It's not likely, because you have to use these as part of your training, not all of your training. And in the same way that you can use these, but maybe not for all of your training, right? It's just it's a different tool. Switching your shoes out is great for different purposes, but there are people that are like physiologically adapted where they can actually do this. I'm not saying it's necessarily something you should endeavor for. Yeah,
I think it takes a long time. If we think about the original purpose of shoes as just like clothing, it was warmth and protection.
Yep.
It wasn't, style or any other thing. So I know you like your pink shoes or with like the cool racing stripes, but that wasn't really the drill, right? It was to protect you on your feet. The problem is that so many of us have grown up in supportive shoes for so long that our feet are actually they didn't really get a chance to develop from day one. So it's like if you're someone who ran around barefoot a lot as a kid and, played soccer and really minimal shoes, you're probably someone who will adapt to these faster. But just be honest with yourself. It's like, hey, what's the type of footwear I've been in the most of my life? Well, my feet are going to need a little bit of a longer curve to adapt.
And they, these definitely tax your lower feet. I mean, I wore them to the track, ran a little bit, and I went up some hills with them, and I had to take a couple days where I'm like, man, my lower roll out, so on and so forth. So I'm going to do a full review on these on our YouTube channel. Nice. I'm going to do a full review of these on our YouTube channel. But I just want to show you, I'm using different types of shoes. These actually, it has taken me at least 2 weeks to break these in to the point where they're not taxing my feet.
Feeling funky.
Yeah, because there's so much cushion here that...
This is I've actually never ran in Hoka's. This is your first
one.
First try. Do you want to give a shout out to the wonderful people who are giving us all of these shoes to try?
In the show notes, I actually put a link. The Running Warehouse are sending all these shoes to us to try out on behalf of the companies, obviously.
I just got a new pair yesterday.
Yeah.
That's another surprise. I don't know what they are yet. But they also sent me a pair of New Balance Vazi Summits that I ran. I actually summited something yesterday in them, and they're cool. I dig it. So thank you, Running Warehouse.
Yeah, so they have a 10% coupon down below. You can check it out. We are getting a sponsorship. We don't get money for them directly. I think we get some percentage if you buy something. So just to make sure. But the reason we like them, the reason we're working with them, is they have really good customer service. You can buy your shoes off anywhere, but return policy, calling them, they're great. Anyhow, so you'll hear more about these shoes. If you have questions, please let me know.
We got some good shoe questions in here.
Yep.
Sanjay asks, what kind of shoe is good for tempo runs? And he says, I currently run with Hoka Tracers. I'm not super familiar with the model lines. I don't know which one the Tracers are.
Of the shoes that I'm wearing right now, I would probably choose the Ultras for my tempo run. The Escalantes.
Yeah. So
I don't have them here right.
They're not close. So Sanjay,
I'll go grab them. Hold on.
Craig's gonna go grab them. It'd be something in between these two, and this would be a great. These shoes in general are really a great long run shoe that give you a little more cushion and support, but generally, and this is no knock against any specific company, but generally when you go more cushion, you lose a little responsiveness.
Yeah.
Even though they're very, very light.
These are the Escalantes. This is what I was putting my mileage in before the Hoka showed up. And these are great for tempo runs. They're good for fast work where you're not navigating terrain. These are not shoes. These are shoes that are not meant to go any way but forward.
Totally.
Because you don't have the grip of the ground because you're a half an inch off the ground, but you also don't have like the stiffness that you need in order to kind of like really do anything sheer. So great for tempo runs, obviously not for
and then like that would be your racing shoe as well. And if you're thinking about someone who wants a different race shoe from your long run shoe, practicing the tempo runs would be really great for that.
We got the same shirt on.
We do. We got the same shirt. We got the different generations. We got a couple different generation TRE shirts. We'll have to do another release of these guys because they're definitely popular.
All right, so let's do some questions.
We get some more. Yeah. We got some more. We've definitely opened up Pandora's box with the shoe.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see here. So Garland says, I use Nike Free RN Distance 2 for the road and Merrell All Out Crush for trail running, which I got from Running Warehouse. Right on, Garland. Looking at shorts now.
I feel like I should look these up.
I know. We're expanding our palette of shoes so that
Nike Free, what was it?
The Nike Free RN Distance 2.
I mean, I know the Nike Free. I run into those for years. In fact, when you couldn't buy minimalist shoes, I did two things. One, I used to put my shoes in the oven because shoes have a kind of glue where if you put a lot of heat in them, like in the dryer, they'll peel apart, which is bad normally. But if you want to redo your shoes, which I did at the time, I would peel apart the layers and then try to glue them back. It only half worked because I get little wrinkles in there. So don't recommend that.
Don't explode your shoes.
Then I had the Nike Frees, which I liked because they were all this kind of really light EVA foam, but they had too much of a drop, and I was kind of getting into this. I want to try the minimalist thing, so I took a bread knife and I cut off the bottom, and it worked because there was no tread like this. There's no outer sole. It was just it was no tread. There wasn't outer sole. It was just the foam. So if I cut it, it was kind of the same material. And I ran like that for a long time. I mean, that's kind of how I got introduced to basically this shoe, which was foam, like some cushioning, but flat.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't need to do that anymore. You can just buy the shoes.
James asks, what do you think of the Pegasus 34s?
Nikes?
I think those are Nikes.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion of them because I don't have experience with them yet, but I know Pegasus we'll be running them as we go through. I know that line is definitely popular.
20-year line of shoes. Hold on, let me see. Did I hear something about what they're going to do with that line? I feel like I went into the running shoe store.
What? Pegasus 34 running shoes.
Yeah. Look, I'd have to run in them to actually tell you what I think. I mean, I can see what kind of shoe it is. It doesn't look like it has... It looks like I would say it looks like a pretty neutral shoe.
Yeah.
It doesn't have two types of foam in it. I'm
looking at a bunch of James, you have to tell us what you think of the shoe.
Yeah, but if you guys are looking, like if there's a new shoe coming out that you're looking at and you want us to review it, they're sending us all the new stuff, so we're happy to look at the next version Pegasus, like run it for a couple weeks and see
totally.
What you think. Yeah.
So Edward says, I run in a couple different brands, Adidas and Skechers. The Adidas have a 10 millimeter drop. The Skechers have a 4 millimeter drop. All right, so you're getting some different exposure there.
Yeah.
Is there potential for any Achilles issues because of the difference in drops?
Yep.
There is. I would say a lot of the potential is relative to your ankle mobility and range of motion. Now, some people have greater range and they're adapted to it and they're fine. Other people struggle a little bit more. And also, like, sometimes your Achilles lights up, sometimes it doesn't. So I would probably say that the 10 millimeter shoe is going to be more friendly for the longer runs. Maybe using the 4mm. Probably shorter runs might be more beneficial, but it really is hard to vary.
Just so you know, like there's a lot of pieces to it. So Nate's ankle mobility and lower leg mobility, if you just look at him, way better than mine, way better. And I work on mine, but I've been a runner. I've been running, decent amount of mileage since I was in 5th grade, and my calves are tight because of it. And so working through it has taken a while. They're a lot better than they used to be, but at the same time, I can survive in zero-drop shoes pretty easily because I've worked my way into it for a long time now.
And my problem, just because I have range of motion, doesn't mean that I don't deal with Achilles stuff.
Exactly.
I actually have so much range that I'm a little unstable, and so I've actually been working on a lot of foot strengthening exercises, which is the other piece of the puzzle. Doing a lot of single leg work in the gym and a lot of jumping work in the gym, and that's actually been improving my feet a lot.
Sounds a lot like things that are in our training club programs.
It does.
Just saying. I don't know. Just saying.
And always testing for future programs as well.
What would be the best New Balance shoes to purchase? Oh, these are such tough questions, James. It's not. So there's so many. Look, you have to understand the way that shoe companies work is that they all have lines of shoes. So if you go look at the Escalantes, these are very similar to, I would probably say, one of the Adidas, what's that, the Adidas bouncy ones. God, I don't remember what it's called. They're sending one here. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, oh man.
But everybody came out everybody came out with stuff that had this specific, the Boost.
Adidas Boost.
Yeah, and so what happens is, it's kind of like cars where, there's a sedan and then there's a sport car and then there's a mid-sized car, and every car company has, a hatchback, a different type of hatchback. Yeah. And so shoes are very similar in that what is the best type of New Balance shoe? It's not really the right question. The question is, what type of shoe do you want to be running in for the type of running that you're doing and your foot and biomechanics, right? So if you can handle something that is a little bit more minimal, then you want to look for something that's more minimal. Most companies at this point are at least edging towards stuff that has, a low drop, if not zero drop.
Now, Artisan Sportsman, brings up an important point along this line in terms of finding the right shoe for you from more of a biomechanics standpoint that's individual for your foot. I don't know if this is a he or she, but
sportsman.
It's true. Otherwise, it would be Artisan Sportswoman.
Right.
So I've been having problems with my feet due to wearing Adidas. They were too narrow. I got some Brooks, and they've helped a lot. So really, when someone says too narrow, it means too narrow for me, right? Yep. The for me part has been left out. I have a little bit of a wider foot. I appreciate shoes that have a wider, bigger toe box, but there are certain people that run in Adidas just fine, and it's not an issue.
You've got fat feet.
I have
fat
thin
feet. Just saying. But totally down the same kind of point, which is that the shoe companies will tend to create shoes in the same genre usually. Like in terms of, their new things that are coming out now is like what is in the midsole, right? That's what all the companies are changing is what's in the midsole and these kind of woven uppers, which I love personally because they don't run in a lot of rain or anything that needs, but they're really breathable. Like that's kind of a new thing. I mean, you can see some of these, even this Merrell, like the uppers are like really, they're innovative. This Merrell is almost like it almost feels like it's a see-through material. I mean, definitely not going to protect you from any water, but like you don't need it in this shoe. So like if you're looking at shoes, I would say ask for the type of shoe that you're going to get. So let's say it's a neutral, small drop shoe, or you need a little bit of stability in your shoe because that's what's been working for you in the past. Then try different brands across in that same lines, because if you try a Hoka and then you cross it with like, oh, do I want that or do I want the Escalante, and then you say, oh, I really like Ultras better than Hokas, you're comparing apples with oranges. It's kind of like saying I like a Toyota truck instead of a Honda Civic. Right. A Toyota 4Runner instead of a Honda. Is that right? 4Runner?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to compare trucks to trucks, and you got to compare Civic mid-sized cars to mid-sized cars.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
James asks, do you have any recommendations for road to trail hybrid shoes as we get to different class? Was using Hoka Challenger HR3, but very narrow and split after only 120 miles. That's not a lot of miles, James. In Hoka, I'm sure would not want anyone's shoes to fail them after 120, I would either reach out to them
Reach out to
or
them.
your running shoe company that you bought it from and say, like, hey, like,
Yeah.
what's the deal? Because that just might be, you know, every once in a while a pair comes through that's just kind of a lemon, you know, and,
Yep.
and they'll usually race that for you.
Oh, she wants to know the Hoka model I have. I think these
It's
are
the Clifton.
the Clayton.
Claytons.
The Clayton, not
there
the
we
Clifton.
go. Not the Clifton.
Yeah.
The
Clifton,
Claytons.
I have not tried out as yet, but this is the Clayton 2. And what I will say so far is that it took a long time to break these in, but now that they're decent. It's definitely not my fast shoe. I don't find myself speeding through Golden Gate Park in them, but they're you know, it's a great recovery shoe. It's a great long mileage shoe. I've liked it so far. Full
Yeah.
review to come. I don't want to spoil all of my thoughts.
No, don't
Yeah.
at all. So so Kim says, what is the purpose for different shoes for long or short runs? We've sort of touched on this a little bit.
I mean, yeah, so short runs, you can often try different things that you can't do on a long run. You just, you know, and it depends. Like, I wouldn't, if you have never done one of the, like a minimalist shoe, don't go do like your track workout in it, because track workout, you're going to be pushing off a lot. You're going to be stretching that Achilles a lot, and you want to do like a short, easy run in it at first. But short runs and long runs have different demands, right? A long run, maybe you want a little bit more cushion than you do in
Yeah.
other runs. Maybe in a long run, you're probably going on, like, you might be on trails a little bit more. Maybe you want a trail shoe with a little bit of cushion. Now, I'd say, like, this new idea, and I think it is a fairly, of like, hey, try different shoes and rotate them out. One, the realities of life is that shoes are expensive. I mean, especially these days, you can spend a lot of money on shoes. What I will say, and it's kind of a shameless plug, but it's just true, is that spend some money on your body. Spend some money on learning how to mobilize yourself. Somebody was just saying, you know,
Yeah.
minimalist shoes require hip mobility.
Yep.
They require mobility in general. Spend time and spend resources instead of buying a whole bunch of shoes.
Yeah, that was Chip.
Yeah. But, you know, whether it's our program or just use our stuff on YouTube at the very least, spend time on your own mobility, spend time on your own mechanics, because that is yours to keep, and that in the end is what makes the difference. Now, short runs, long runs, I grew up with one pair of running shoes. I didn't have, you know, 6 pairs of running shoes when I did the most of my mileage, even in college.
Yeah.
I'd rotate them out once they went flat. I agree that having different types of shoes, having 2 pairs is great, because your foot doesn't mold to it, doesn't get set in the same pattern.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So having a shoe that is a little bit more minimalist, another shoe that is not that way.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who's
trail
like,
shoe,
you're
whatever.
doing like a lighter technique day, you know, shoe that gives you better feel is great. So you're going to see the value in these different things.
Yep.
You know, James asks again, hey, any good shoes for cross country season when I'm doing a lot of mileage? So if I'm thinking of cross-country season, I'm thinking of cross-country racing. And if I'm thinking cross-country racing, those are races on the shorter end of the spectrum. What I would go for those races would be probably a more minimal, responsive track shoe. Like a trail shoe that has some good grip on it. So almost a shoe like this with some good, you know, knobs underneath that here. And actually that New Balance Summit Vazi would be a good option there. If you're thinking about cross countries and longer extended runs, then I might do something, as Craig said, just a little more protection, a little more stability underneath the foot. So it depends on what you're talking about for racing versus not.
I like Daniel's question here. Hey, Nike Zoom Fly 3 2017. Any idea of this new shoe? This is the point. I've been recommended these shoes for my next marathon. Whoever recommended it, cool. They have a good experience in it. Are they the same type of runner? Do they have the same ability, the same weight, the same type of stride, same type of mileage, same injury history? I'm guessing probably not. So
James says not for when I'm racing. Yeah, just be...
For what was he referring to?
I think it's cross-country
yeah.
running.
So just to that point, if somebody recommends a pair of shoes, it just does not, like, support your local running store, go in there, like, try a bunch of different shoes out, and then, like, look at reviews like we're doing. Ginger Runner does a great job of doing reviews. Look at reviews of, like, somebody who's sat in the shoes for a while, and then, because if you watch, like, my review of this, it's not going to tell you whether you should get the shoe. It's going to tell you, here are the things I found in the shoe after running it in a while.
It's going to tell you your experiences.
But you have to take that and add it to the idea of, is it the right shoe for me? Which is a different question. I can't answer, is it the right shoe for you? What I can tell you is, hey, like, this thing ripped. It didn't, but this thing ripped after 2 weeks. Maybe like I don't like the construction shoe. I can dig in that way, but really what you want to do is try on different versions of shoes in different lines, and hopefully they have like a place you can run outside the store.
Totally.
It's not a one size fits all, so don't take a recommendation from a friend as the gospel truth. No matter what, I'm not saying he's lying about it. It's just that his experience is not necessarily going to be your experience because he's not you. So combine like what you see with reviews to the type of shoe you have, and then your personal experience of trying on the shoes at a running shoe store.
Yeah, I like that. So what
did Lee say about the dairy versus...
Lee was asking earlier, have you ever tried making soy or non-dairy yogurt?
I would never. No. I haven't.
We haven't. We're just trying to get the regular yogurt first. Bo again asks about the ASICs, same sort of thing.
Same thing,
what we're talking about.
Yep.
Sandy asks, having front bottom foot pain after a 15K race, any ideas for footwear to prevent this?
Yeah.
Sandy, I'm not sure if that's a bruising or if that is something on the bottom of your foot is just tight and you're feeling a little bit of tension there.
But we do have a solution for you.
We do have a solution for you.
Why don't you tell them what the solution is, mate?
I will tell you what the solution is. So we have a few things. One quick and dirty thing would just be roll your feet out with lacrosse ball or anything else. We've got a lot of great foot stuff.
But if that's bruising, that's going to really hurt.
That's going to really hurt.
Yeah.
So the real way to go would actually be to book an injury assessment appointment with Dr. Kyle Bowling.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yep.
And he'll do, through video, one-on-one session, actually be able to break down your mechanics, what's going on. That's for all of you guys. I know that, let's see here, Sanjay was asking about lateral knee pain. I can give you, some ideas there of why lateral knee pain is occurring. That outside IT band and vastus lateralis is just pulling tight, which just happens when we run a lot, and particularly happens when we run and we lose a little hip stability.
Yeah.
But I can't say to what degree your issue is coming from your feet or your hips or anything else, and actually doing a one-on-one session would be good.
Yeah, so this is Dr. Kyle Bowling, works with us, does a telemedicine session over Skype with you. We would love to be able to take the link. You can just see my URL there, but it's just go to our site, Training Plans, and you'll see it.
I'm gonna drop it in the comments for you guys. No worries.
Cool. So the reason that we promote this, Kyle is an accomplished marathoner. I ran with him in high school. He was a Division I runner in college. He has a running background and understands your issues as runners. That's why we partnered up with him. And most of the time when you go to a doctor, you don't actually end up getting physically manipulated 99% of the time. So a lot of what you can do with a doctor, you can be done through telemedicine on a Skype session. So that's why we're offering it. And it's just it's so difficult to, I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. There was nobody there that was a running specialist in injuries when I was growing up. And so, that's why his business is booming, because it's needed. And we had so many people coming to us and asking questions, just like you guys did, around a specific injury. We wanted somewhere to point you that would actually help, because we just can't help that much over
time. Because we're not doctors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we know a decent amount about the body and how it's supposed to function. We can talk about mechanics. We can talk about strength training, running form.
Yeah.
Run tactics and racing and nutrition. But we kind of have to stop when we get to the idea of like diagnosing specific injuries.
And he can walk you through. What he'll do is he'll walk you through different positions, ask you about your running. We have a questionnaire all about your running and injury history. And then after the session, he sends you an email that has a little mobile app where you can, he prescribes specific workouts and exercises for you over the coming weeks, and gives you a personal kind of set of exercises. And then you can always book another session if you want after 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is, and see how you are. So this is the best that we can offer you in terms of injury stuff. For $65, look, each of these pairs of shoes is twice or three times that amount, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, invest in yourself first, invest in tools second.
Yeah. Sweden, I'm just looking at other questions because I know we only have a couple more minutes on here. Mm-hmm. Sweden Rick asks a question that would be actually a great opportunity to work with, say, Kyle. They ask, hey, I've been running some local 5K races over the past few months, and I've been trying to get under 1730, although I've been experiencing a random sharp stomach pain around mile 2. Has anyone else experienced this? I could say, okay, maybe this has to do with running a little overextended, and when you run overextended, there are certain muscles like your psoas that get tight, and sometimes that can be experienced as pain, but I can't diagnose that. That's like a little guess of mine.
Yep.
And so really the best way to get that figured out, if you want a real specific solution, would be to book an appointment with Dr. Koch.
Totally. Will you screenshot that little part for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, so we have any more questions? We probably have tons more questions. I think it's time for a rapid fire round. We have 3 minutes.
Rapid fire round. Guys, if you have any last minute questions and we haven't gotten into, drop them in the comments. We're doing our rapid fire round.
What we need to
right
get
now.
is we need to get an easy way to ship things from here, because then we could do, I don't know, people said a giveaway. So guys, all these tools or whatever, I can't use this many foam rollers. So once we're done with the review, we'll start giving away some of the stuff.
Sandy says, had a prior stress fracture in that foot 8 years ago. This goes back to Sandy's point about foot pain bottom there. I could understand why you're sensitive. It's probably mechanically related, so you want to make sure that you are strong and stable, running with really good technique. I would not necessarily go after shoes for the first thing. I would realize, and we've talked about this in the past, it doesn't matter how much cushion you have under your heel, that impact is going somewhere. It doesn't disappear. So just realize that when we come with stress fractures, it is like massive amounts of impact that the body mechanically is not able to absorb, or it's not being distributed in a way. It's all going to one spot.
Yeah, just imagine that you put a big piece of foam. Imagine somebody took a hammer and hit you on the shoulder. It would hurt really bad, right? But if you put a piece of foam there and they hit you, you're just going to get knocked back a little bit. And that force is still there. It didn't hurt your shoulder specifically, but it still knocks you back because that force is still there. So because of that, it's the same thing with cushion versus no cushion shoes. You're gonna absorb the impact. It just depends on where you go, and you might just be delaying the problem.
Totally.
Yeah.
Garland says, suggestion for the Run Experience app, which I use. It'd be nice while out to have audio cues with reminders like stand tall, squeeze your butt, relax your shoulders.
Who had that idea?
I know, you did have that idea.
I love that idea. I actually really want to come out with some podcast episodes that have mindfulness stuff, because I think one of the things that we leave out is the mental game, both in terms of are you getting the mental benefits of running? Because there are massive mental benefits from running.
I love that.
And sometimes we drown out ourselves with music, which I do from time to time.
Totally.
You don't get some of that. So I want to do that, plus the cues would be really interesting as well. So totally agree.
Edward asks, Nate, I love this question. Nate, during the 2014 interview, you mentioned that you were trying to answer the question, what is a strong runner? How close are you to answering that question?
Do you not think you have an answer to that? I think we have an answer to that.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we have a better sense. It's one of those things that, in all honesty, the more I know, the more I realize what I don't. I think sometimes it goes simple, and then you sort of see this expanding world.
If you had to answer that question in a few sentences, I want you to answer it, and then I'm going to, because I think I have an idea of what I think that is.
Yeah.
Obviously, none of this is.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say, what is a strong runner? Mentally focused, responsible for their body, appropriately strong, mobile, and coordinated for the distance that they want to run.
That's great.
What I would say.
He said this. I was going to say the same thing. And the mental part I had not really thought about. I think the mental side of any endurance sport is super important. So I would add that onto mine after hearing you say it. But the thing I was going to say is that a strong runner is somebody who can support the mileage and the training, right? Getting through a race, most of us can get through a race. Even if you're injured, you get through a race. But to get healthy and to get to the starting line healthy, or to get to whatever your goal is healthy, you need to have enough strength, which is not just it's strength, it's mobility, in order to support the training. And a lot of times people think, can I do the training? Yeah, a lot of people can do the training, meaning you put in the time, but you might get injured and you might not be doing something healthy for your body. you might not be injured yet, but you might be toward an injury.
Yeah.
So all of our programs, everything we do is around this idea of can you earn your miles, right? Not just in terms of the miles that you're doing, but are you earning them so that your body is prepared for them? Every training program that we have in the training club, everything that we do in YouTube, everything is around this idea of, are you becoming a healthy... I saw Aaron's comment there.
Deep, Nate. Deep. Yeah, thanks,
Always
Aaron.
keeping you on track.
It's my wife. Always supporting me, keeping me...
Are you actually strong enough, and can you support the miles? Can you earn those miles? And that's what we're about. So, with that...
I love that.
Yeah. Guys, we will be back next week. Tune in. This has been a great one. I really enjoyed this one.
This was good.
Yeah. I
had the sous vide.
I like the surprise.
Oh, that was so great.
Yeah.
Guys, episode 9 next week. Double digits. Episode
10 next week. All right, guys, thank you so much. Now we get to play the awkward song of what happens while we turn off the stream.
The stream is ending. We've said goodbye. But
there's one last thing, guys. If you go into the 5K link below or onto our training plan page, I put a new little thing there that lets you chat with us if you have questions. So if you have questions about the training program or the 5K or anything like that, it's not the place for injury stuff because Kyle's not the one manning that. But if you have questions about any of our products or programs or anything like that, jump in there and we will get that answer as quickly as possible. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time. Awkward
time. Closing
time.